It's Saturday, the 9th of October. Our top story: pressure is growing on the government to support businesses struggling with rising gas bills after talks failed to reach a solution.
Yeah, bosses from manufacturing firms that use huge amounts of energy met with the business secretary yesterday, calling for swift and decisive action. Kwasi Kwarteng said he would continue to work with them to tackle the problem. Here's our business correspondent, Katie Prescott.
Stoking the white heat of furnaces is burning a hole in the finances of industries that need vast amounts of energy, as prices to keep the wheels turning soar. They've asked the government to step in or see jobs lost, but some are disappointed by the business secretary's response.
He really listened. He really, I think, certainly understands the crisis that we're going through at the moment. But my worry is, where's the action? Other countries, other European countries, Italy, Portugal, for example, have already committed to many billions of euros to help those industries in those countries reduce their prices so they can stay competitive. The Secretary of State today didn't offer any solutions, but he was listening, he was in listening mode, and I hope that dialogue can continue, because we can't wait. We can't wait until Christmas and beyond, or even a few weeks. We need action now.
The government says it's in regular contact with business groups to explore ways to manage the impact of rising global prices. And this underscores the importance of building a strong homegrown renewable energy sector to further reduce our reliance on fossil fuels. Meanwhile, it's no playground for smaller businesses. Without a price cap to protect them, most fix their energy contracts years in advance. The unlucky ones are having to renew now, just as costs are bouncing.
The next contract in our second venue is due up on the 1st of January, and we're looking at the prices now. You are looking at the moment, energy is selling 8 times higher than it was when that contract was started. 8 times higher. That is just like, that's crazy.
While households might be directly protected by the energy price cap, when it comes to business bills, we're all in it together.
If the energy prices are not lowered, only one thing will happen.
Katie Prescott, BBC News.
Well, meanwhile, a number of Conservative MPs are also calling on the government to help those businesses impacted by the energy crisis.
Gas prices have risen 250% since January, dramatically pushing up costs. Our political correspondent Ione Wells has this report.
Industries like steel, cement, chemicals, ceramics all use huge amounts of energy, and that means that as gas prices have gone up and energy bills have gone up too, they have been hit really hard, and they've been calling for some kind of support. Now, unlike household energy bills, which have a cap, a maximum amount that people can pay, that's not something which these industries have, but it is something that some people, including some Labour MPs, some in the industry, have been calling for. And now a number of Conservative MPs have been joining that chorus as well. We had the Conservative MP for North West Leicestershire, Andrew Bridgen, who's got a number of energy-intensive industries in his patch, say that he would like the government to provide some kind of short-term intervention to support some of these high energy-intensive industries. Also had the Conservative MP for Penistone and Stockbridge, Miriam Cates, say she was calling on the government to take action to tackle the serious threats facing the steel industry due to rising energy costs as well. Now, government sources have said that they are working with industry, listening to their concerns and some of their suggestions, but they have previously been pointing to the fact that they've already provided £2 billion in financial support and subsidies to energy-intensive industries since 2013. But for some of these industries, they say that time is running out to provide some kind of solution.
Women travelling home alone could soon be offered protection from a free mobile phone app. The murders of Sarah Everard and Sabina Nessa prompted BT boss Philip Jansen to develop the app, provisionally called 888 or Walk Me Home. He says it would allow users to opt into a remote tracking mechanism, which would activate an alert if they didn't reach the destination at the estimated time. The Home Office says it is reviewing Mr Jansen's proposal.
NHS England is planning to speed up the rollout of a scheme which aims to get more people living with severe mental illness back into work. More than 4,000 people were found found paid employment under the scheme last year, but it missed its long-term target after being disrupted by the pandemic. Charities say working regularly can often have a significant mental and physical health benefit for people.
There is absolutely no reason with the right support why we can't help people back into work and also help them stay in the workplace. And it is things that all of us would recognise about the value of having a job. It gives you structure, it allows you to make a contribution, you have an income. It's very good for your self-respect. It lets you socialise as well.
The United States and the Taliban are holding their first face-to-face talks since the militant group seized control of Afghanistan in August. The two-day meeting will begin today in Qatar. The US State Department has denied that the talks amount to recognition of Taliban rule.
Pope Francis is launching what some Catholics have described as the most ambitious project of church reform in 60 years. A global 2-year consultation exercise begins this weekend, which could address issues such as the ordination of women and blessings for gay couples. Bishops will meet at the Vatican in October in 2 years' time to discuss the consultation's findings.
An appeals court in the United States has temporarily reinstated Texas's near-total ban on abortions. The ruling overturns the decision of a lower court earlier this week, which had blocked the bill. Under the law, abortion in Texas is prohibited after about 6 weeks of pregnancy and makes no exceptions in cases of rape or incest. The dispute could ultimately end up before the US Supreme Court.
And more than 100 children will join the wildlife expert and the BBC presenter Chris Packham to deliver a petition to Buckingham Palace this morning.
They're calling on the royal family to conserve nature on its estates and reintroduce animals like beavers and wild boar. Our reporter Sandra Berg has more.
Planting trees at Balmoral this month for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. The royal family's defended the environment for decades, but rewilding campaigners say they could do much more. They own more land than any other family in Britain. Campaigners say it's being degraded by pastimes like grouse shooting here on another Highlands estate. They say rewilding royal estates could change landscapes across the country and bring back animals like these beavers in Devon.
The aim of the petition was to get our royal family to think about taking some more dramatic action when it comes to conservation of both the environment and of wildlife at a crucial time, given that we're in an environment and biodiversity crisis. The royal family are landowners of some magnitude. They own 800,000 acres of the UK, 1.4% of our land surface.
The royal estate said they were constantly evolving and looking for new ways to continue improving biodiversity, conservation and public access to green spaces, as well as supporting local communities. Prince William launching the Earthshot Prize. He's become an international champion of the environment. The campaigners hope he'll see rewilding of his own family lands as part of that work. Sandra Berg, BBC News.
See the headlines as they happen and watch BBC News live in the app and get the full story with bbc.co.uk/news. Follow the story for all the latest with BBC News.